I wasn't there. I made like
waffle?
5 batches of curry to
6
bring to you guys, like butter chicken.
Mhm.
I worked so hard. I spent hours, and then I got sick.
Oh.
That
So
was
much.
tragic.
Yeah, and then you guys just had like crappy waffles.
Is this why you've been so like weird? If I been really fast, everything looks clean.
It is. It's stripe colors.
Hey guys, let's pay attention now.
Yes.
Oh, that's what I
That would be
tastes
smart.
Oh, hey, I
That's
left
the
my
first
tablet in Mrs. Patton's room. Can I go grab it? Thank you.
Wait,
Oh,
wait, could you, wait. I need a,
If he's teaching, I'm not going in there.
Wait, do you think you could buy me a snack, Charlotte?
No.
I'm giving you, I was trying to find my wallet so that you could buy me a water bottle, but I can't find my
Oh.
wallet.
I'm not giving you any of my green
Yeah,
stuff.
and I can't find my wallet.
Okay, I'm
You
going.
were judging me.
5, 4, 3, actually left.
2.
Okay, perhaps we're ready to start now.
Yep.
We're on inverse functions, and so we're going to be finding inverses of functions and then also confirming that things are inverses. When it says domain and range are swapped, what I'm really saying is to swap x and y, then solve for y.
Hey.
There's a water fountain out there.
Now the kids are gonna be tutored.
All right, inverse functions. Functions f and g are inverses of each other. Provided f of g of x equals x and g of f of x equals x. So this is essentially the way that we're going to verify that things are inverses. We're going to take the original function and the function that we have found to be the inverse, and we're going to plug them into each other like the composite functions we were doing yesterday. When you do that, if they are truly inverses, it will be equal to x at the end. Now, obviously I have f of g of x. The function g of x is denoted f to the negative 1 of x, which is read as f inverse. So just like when we did the inverse trig and we had like sine to the negative 1, we were saying that's inverse sine. Now, don't say arc f like we said arc sine. Okay, this is inverse.
Inverse.
Bender.
It's like the Marvel universe for math.
So wait, g of x is f. Is inverse.
Is the inverse
so
of f.
f of f inverse equals x.
Yes.
Do you want this back?
But you don't read the x in the middle. You just say f inverse. You say f inverse of x.
I just say f inverse usually. I mean, probably in technicality it would be of x, but I just will say the inverse of f or f inverse.
Yeah.
That would be the way that it would be if you didn't have two different functions. The reason that it's written the way that it's written in purple is because a lot of times when the book is telling you to verify that things are inverses, it's going to give you an f of x and a g of x, and you're going to be plugging them into each other.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're finding the inverse, you're going to be writing like f to the negative 1. Does anybody remember what we used the vertical line test for?
Oh,
Yes,
to
you said
see
some
if
real
any
function.
lines are crossing.
Yep, we couldn't have anything that was intersecting in
Yeah,
both
it did.
spots at the same time, and that was telling us if it was a function or not. Well, now we're gonna have something called the horizontal line test.
Ew.
Bro, you're 16.
This way.
How
Okay.
do you have a license and not know what horizontal is?
As long
I
as
feel like
you
that
guys
should be a
focus
requirement.
on
Are you
it.
driving
Yeah.
yourself to school, Mason?
Huh?
Are you driving yourself to school?
No, because my car's in the shop because it has like over 200.
Man was like, I got a car. Oh, it's in the shop.
The inverse of a function,
I got a car, it's just it doesn't drive.
f, is also a function if and only if, IFF is if and only if, no, okay, horizontal line intersects the graph of f more than once. So an example of this, I'm going to do two. Where the things that I'm graphing would be the inverse function.
Oh, is that tangent? On the left.
It looks like tangent, but it's not. There's no asymptotes.
But that's a palabra. On the right side.
A what?
A palabra. That's what he
Parabola.
said. Palabra.
He said palabra. That's why I was like, what?
Wait, what's the correct?
Parabola.
What? Parabola?
Wait, what did he say?
Palabra.
I don't hear a difference.
Palabra. Wait.
I don't even remember what the real thing is now.
This is what it's supposed to be.
Parabola.
This is
Okay.
what he said.
Palabra.
Oh, like palabra. Okay.
Wait.
Palabra.
No,
Or-
R
oh,
L
like-
sound
The bottom
like
is what he said. The top is what it's supposed to be.
Parabola. Okay.
What's the Spanish word for word?
palabra.
Palabra. Ooh,
Okay, I'm just.
All right, so the
Wait, is it palabra?
horizontal line test would be this going downward, okay, checking it only intersects once. Horizontal line test here, going down, it's intersecting more than once.
Ooh.
So
Funky function.
the inverse is a function. In this one, the inverse is not a function. In this one.
Wow.
So, it's the graph of F, not the graph of.
Yes. Yes, I
Okay, so
misspoke
that-
a
okay.
minute ago. I was literally just about to say it as you asked that. I was about to say, hold on, I misspoke. Yes, it's the graph of f. By checking the horizontal line test, we can see if it's going to have
So
an
it
inverse
has
that
to
is a
be
function.
Both ways, it has to only cross once. Like horizontally and vertically.
Horizontal line test would tell us the inverse is going to be.
Yeah.
Vertical line test is going to tell us the actual function is.
Yeah.
Like, that it is a function.
Yeah.
So if it fails the vertical line test and the horizontal line test, it's circular.
Or it could just be. a
It,
square.
not necessarily.
It's gonna be a closed
Could be like an
shape.
oval,
It can
an
be closed
ellipse.
shape, that's what I meant.
Like,
Not
my
necessarily.
whole thought was just a circle. I always
I
thought
bought
when
so
I
much
was- when I
a
was
year
younger,
ago, and I didn't
not
take
now,
caffeine one.
that an
And I
algebra
woke up
is
like,
like-
like
So- so
an
funny.
drink,
It's a stretch
and like
circle.
I had such a bad headache. I was so dizzy.
Wow.
Everything was blurry.
My friend from Afghanistan. Okay.
All right.
He ate a whole jar. of
Find an
multivitamins.
equation of the inverse relation. So we are finding the inverse. Y equals negative 2x plus 5.
Do you think that solver can solve graphs?
No. So I'm going to swap x and y. I'm only going to write what I'm doing on this one. After that, I'm just going to do it. So swap x and y. So that means x goes here, y goes here. So I have x equals negative 2y plus 5. Now I'm going to solve for y. So how do I get y by itself?
Plus minus 5.
X minus 5 equals negative 2y. Then what?
Divide by positive negative 2.
So x minus 5 over negative 2 equals y. And that's your inverse.
Fun.
And then you graph it.
Because, no, we don't graph it. Because we're going to have ones that we're verifying later. I'm not going to do that with these for checking just for the sake of time. But know that the way that we'll verify later, you can also check these. So there's no reason, just like with factoring, to ever get these wrong. Because I can check every single one of them to be sure that it's right. And I will have no sympathy if you get it wrong and you didn't check it. Number 8. Y equals negative 18x minus 5. Swap x and y. X equals negative 18y minus 5. Now I got to get y by itself. So add the 5 over. X plus 5 equals negative 18y.
Do these get harder than this?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe not in this book, but yes. Much, much harder.
So
Because
why
all
not?
of these right now are linear.
Okay.
May you show us one at the very end? That is very
Possibly.
Why would
What
you
is
say
wrong
that,
with you?
Mason?
You don't know what a horizontal line is. Why do you want to see that?
There actually are some finding inverses of nonlinear ones in the section that we'll do, but
Wait, Mason, do you know what parallel is?
Yeah, when the two lines are like side by side.
So I remember when we were in math class, we had to ask Miss Earhart what parallel was. Because he didn't know it.
I think we should talk
All right,
tennis, she
number
said
10.
it's perpendicular. I liked it.
y equals negative 2/3 x plus 2. What was even funnier about the tennis thing, though, was that I had just gone over with those 8th graders in Algebra 1 what parallel and perpendicular meant. And they're standing there not doing it. And I'm like, you just took a test on this. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
You ever pelt them with tennis balls when they get stuff wrong?
Only Zach.
Only Zach.
No, I'm just
It's
kidding.
okay, Zach.
I don't. Not intentionally, anyways. All right. What do I do first?
Swap x and y.
Swap x and y. X equals negative 2/3 y plus 2. Now what?
Minus 2.
X minus 2 equals negative 2/3 y
Multiply.
by,
3 over negative 2.
yes,
Yes, Dan.
negative 3 over 2 times x minus 2. Doesn't matter where the negative goes, it's just out front. Equals y. You can either leave it like this, or we can take it a step farther and actually multiply this through and get negative 3x plus 6 over 2. Either way is fine. I would take it either way.
If I just divided by the fraction, would I have to fix it?
You would have to keep change flip.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
no.
yeah, you can't have a fraction on the bottom.
Oh, okay. So,
It wouldn't be simplified all the way.
Stop looking at it.
It's like below it.
That was the right situation to keep change flipped, though.
No. I'm learning.
By the time you're done with mu alpha theta, you'll have it down.
Yep, and then
Take me
I'll
out
be
of
able
27.
and I'll have it 28.
28.
I haven't graded the last quizzes yet. It might not still be that.
Do we need to keep a 3.14?
They'll be done by tomorrow, though.
Oh, so
All
wait,
right.
I can have a 3.1 in math?
a B.
No,
3.14.
Oh.
It's gonna be 3.14.
Oh, so if I have-
GPA.
Oh.
Oh.
I was gonna say, I'm like excelling really good
All right.
right now.
Verifying that things are inverses, so we're going to be plugging things into each other. So 18 gives us f of x equals 1/5 x minus 1. G of x equals 5x plus 5. So I'm going to be taking and doing f of g of x and g of f of x. If at any point you test one of them and the first one tells you that it's not an inverse, one, verify that it actually isn't, because typically in the book, if they're telling you to verify, they probably are. But if that happens, because maybe I have a typo or something, because that's more inclined to happen than the book giving you one that's not, then you would say right away, these are not inverses, you don't need to keep going. But you have to check both of them to prove that they are. Because it's rare, but sometimes one will work and not the other. Which shouldn't happen, but occasionally, depending on how the math works out, sometimes it just perfectly works out that one works and not the other one. Alright, so first I'm going to do f of g of x. So that means I'm putting in this function of g of x for x and f of x. So I've got 1/5 times 5x plus 5 minus 1. So then I get x plus 1 minus 1 equals x. Good to go.
Nice.
Yay.
And then I do g of f of x. So I do the same thing except for I'm plugging in f of x into g of x. So 5 times 1/5 x minus 1 plus 5. Distribute x minus 5 plus 5 equals x. And I'm good.
Yay.
So these are inverses.
That's weird. So 5 times 1/5 x minus 1 plus 5 is the same thing as 1/5 5x. Never mind.
Yes.
Yes, because they're inverses.
Yeah. I knew that.
Alright, 20. Same thing. F of x equals 5x squared minus 2 for x greater than or equal to 0.
Ew.
G of x equals x plus 2 over 5 raised to the 1/2. What does that mean?
Root.
Yep.
Yep.
It's actually square root, but it's written this way for a reason, so we're going to leave it that way. Alright. F of g of x. So I take this whole thing and I plug it in for x here. So I have 5 times x plus 2 over 5 to the 1/2 squared minus 2. What does this raised to the 1/2 squared do?
Cancel out.
Neutralizes it.
Yep, so this ends up being 5 times x plus 2 over 5 minus 2.
Well, I think that's going to be equal to x.
5 times this, obviously the 5's cancel, so I end up with x plus 2 minus 2, which equals x. Look at that, Shepard was right.
What did I say? Maybe I am ready for it.
U alpha theta.
MU alpha beta.
And then g of f of x. I'm going to put 5x squared minus 2 in for x over here, so this is going to be 5x squared minus 2 plus 2 over 5 raised to the 1/2. So, -2, +2 goes away.
Get out of here.
Once that's gone, I can reduce the 5's, which gives me then
Cancel out.
x squared to the 1/2, which gives me x. So again, these are inverses. So this process that we just used, you can use to check your inverses in the first sections, number 3 through 11, and the ones we're about to do.
Oh, it's wonky.
Any questions on those?
No, I don't like that wonky box.
Do you want me to fix it?
Yeah, it's totally off.
Actually-
Mine said day, it's like,
It's amazing.
whatever it is.
My work is never.
There we go.
I don't like it.
How's that worse?
No.
Because the word's written sideways.
I don't want it. I like.
All right.
It's good. Yeah. I like working.
Inverses of non-linear functions. So, number 40.
The big numbers are never good.
F of x equals 3/4 x to the 5th plus 5. Now, obviously,
That's easy.
there's not a y in this problem, right?
But f of x is y.
Correct. F of x is y. Some people get really thrown off and they're like, but there's no y. Okay, f of x is y. Just to make that
We
clear.
already went over this. I already
Okay.
know it.
So, this is y. I'm swapping x and y. So, x equals 3/4 y to the 5th plus 5. I've got to get y by itself. What do I do first?
Subtract 5.
Subtract 5. So, x minus 5 equals 3/4 y to the 5th. Now what?
To multiply by 4 over 3.
Multiply by 4 over 3, and that's going to give me 4x minus 20 over 3 equals y to the 5th. Now what?
5 square rooted.
5th root.
Yes, the 5th root of that. So the 5th root of 4x minus 20 over 3 equals y. And this would be your f inverse.
Finverse.
I can't use the fraction version.
You can.
Okay, that's what I did without looking at how it says.
No, that's
So,
fine.
We don't
I
have-
just write it this way just so it looks pretty.
So we don't have to rewrite. We don't have to rewrite the f of x. We can just put y.
Correct.
Okay.
Just know that that is y. They get used interchangeably.
Rewrite.
Okay. Well, y'all get to look out because they don't have any of the really hard inverses that everybody else hates. So that's going to be that.
Wait, what'd you say? What did they say? Yay.
Because I said there's none of the really hard inverses in this book.
Yay.
So.
You're late.
All right, your problems here 5, 7, 9, 15, 17.
Which one I was born?
I'm not doing that. 39 and 43.
And the problem
Now,
is exactly what